All right, here we are on a run and driving video. Over 29,000 original miles. 1993 Mazda MX3. Got her running so the temperature will come up. You can see all the lights are nice and bright. No condensation in any of the lenses. I do have the hood pop, so we can put the hood pop rod up. You can see how nice the hood is. See some of the original decals. You know, original radiator cap. Just running really nice and smooth, no belt squeal, noises or issues. Alrighty. Go ahead and get this closed and in the right spot. The AC doesn't really blow cold anymore. Everything's there and operating. It is the R12 system. You can find some R12 cans, like on eBay. Some people are doing it now, but or you can just convert it over to the R134A. So you can see, you know, it's manual windows, really nice and smooth. I mean, I'm just using the tip of my fingers. You can lock the doors, and this is pop up. This is some of this cool stuff. I forgot the brochures at the shop, but you have your original. Looks like if the automatic belt will not work, you got a little instructions and an Allen head. It's cool to see that stuff stay with it. Original brochure, original books, warranty information. What's also cool is this thing started its life in St. Louis, and it has all this stuff that's been in the glove box forever, and it didn't, through all three owners, these never left. It's just really cool to see this stuff. You know, maps, road maps, stuff to do in the visitor's guide. It's just cool to see stuff stay with like that. With the car or truck that we buy. I just love originality, like dealer plate frames, and for some reason floor mounts get me all excited. So here's some receipts, pretty minor stuff. Looks like it only had 15,000 miles in 2018. So the last owner is the third owner. He put the most miles on it, actually, and that was the Washington owner. So you got a little Springfield map, super cool. And then a little receipt here in 2019. So he put like 10,000 miles on it. Not quite 10,000, but 8,000 miles on it. Had 24K on it. So just some little receipts and stuff like that. We haven't done it. We're gonna do a tune-up. Oh, this is a magnetic plate. Doesn't do any damage. It's fully protected. But the rear bumper is plastic, so it doesn't work in there. But you can see all the lights are working. All right, here we are to get going here. It started raining, getting a little windy here for a moment, but you know, both windows roll nice and smooth. They're not out of track or don't get hung up or anything. Door locks nice and smooth. We'll go ahead and kick on the, you can hear the fan at all different speeds. It's really hard to hear the one, but there's medium, low, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll hear the blend doors change too. Kind of a lower sound, kind of a more high-pitched sound. So we're over here to the cool. You see the AC button comes on. It's probably in the 40s here, so it's a little cool, but it does need a fresh charge. Everything's working properly, running smooth. But you can see the little light come on for the AC. You'll see the defrost come on. And I'll go ahead and click over to the heater. Get a little heat going in here and keep the defrost because it was raining. I don't want it to get all foggy in here, honest. You can see the temperature's coming up nice. Half a tank of fuel. RPM gauge is working nice. E-brake light works. As soon as you take the e-brake light, you can see the e-brake works good. We're kind of starting to roll a little bit now. Stereo works good.
Take this out to about 35. Yeah.
Let's go. You know, it's a little bit fuzzy depending on what station you're on, but it's nice to see the stereo's never been replaced. Cigarette lighter's never been used. I'll punch that in. Pretty much think we're good to go. Power mirrors, you can see that working. You can see the driver's passenger one. You can see the cigarette lighter works good. Sun's peeking out there a little bit. I'll go ahead and throw it in reverse so you can see it goes into reverse nice and easy. Brake feels good, clutch feels good, grabs right where it should. It's a really easy car to drive, super fun. You can see the shift patterns, the shifter's nice and tight. No grinding or anything like that. But it's a peppy little car. It's got the 1.6. I think that's the bigger of the two motors. Neither one of them are big, but it's a blast to drive. It's comfortable. It does have the automatic seat belts. You open up the door, and you can undo those if you want to. They do get a little bit used to. Kind of one of those things I love about it, just like the teal interior inserts. It just screams the correct era for this car. It just screams early 90s. Kind of like windshield, the headlight wipers you see on Mercedes SL 500s in the first early 90s. It's just, you look at it, you know it's the 90s. You see the cell phone in the Mercedes and the BMWs. I just love it. You know it's the 80s and 90s. And that's why, you know, there is a love affair for these cars. They're pretty era distinct, you know what you're looking at. See, the blinker works good, the arrow on the dash. Hopefully you guys can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and downshift there. I'll downshift into second, no grinding. Give her a little bit of speed. You know, it's got a 65, almost like a 6,300 red line. Windshield wipers work. It's a little dry, it's not raining anymore, so I don't want to burn out these new wipers. And then you got low coming up here. So right, I'm gonna get out on the highway, just cruising. Not really slamming on the gears. It's got a really just a nice easy gas pedal and brake pedal and clutch. Like none of them are hard to push or too easy or anything. So I'm in 4th gear there. I mean, I'm just giving it quarter throttle. It's a peppy little car. It's kind of like if you give it half to 3/4 throttle, it's almost the same as full throttle. It doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, I'm at 58 miles an hour, 2,800 RPMs, 5th gear. Just clicked on the cruise control. My foot's off. Cruising nice and smooth. You know, car goes, you can see there's no shaking. The steering wheel goes nice and straight. It's got a little bit of a crown on the road, so it'll pull me a little bit, but there we go. You can see the steering wheel's no issues at all. I'm gonna go ahead and click off the cruise control. I'm gonna exit off here on a road and I'll downshift through the gears and get on the brakes. So I'm getting on the brakes right now. You can see the speedometer going down. My hands are not on. It's going arrow straight. The road curves like this, so if you follow the lines, it does look like I'm going that way, but you can see the steering wheel did not pull any direction, and that's the kind of thing you want to focus on. So downshift into second there. I hit first. This road's got a bunch of potholes. Into second. I'm gonna try to hit them at about 25 and bad patches. So we're at 28. And it's just that nice thud sound. There isn't a single rattle, no seat rattle, no undercarriage rattle, no steering rattle, door panel rattle. That's what's great about the 29,000 original miles. There's a patch. Nobody's taking the door panels off. Everybody's cared for it. It's had 3 owners and everybody's loved it. Just like my little S10, amazing. It's had 3 owners, but it's got 48,000 miles and just nobody's tampered with it. So I'll go. This is cool. Here's a tight 90. That downshift into third. I'm gonna hit second. You can see that steering wheel's nice and tight. It doesn't rotate too much. The steering rack's not out of whack. Back into third. This time I'll get on the brake rather than downshifting. Still in third. And then you let go and it wants to return itself to center. And don't even have to downshift. It's got a great 3rd gear for cruising around in town. Go into second here, get a little more RPMs, tight 90. On the brake. It's a blast to drive. So all right, everybody, no reserve, 29,000 original mile, 1993 Mazda MX3. I don't think there's another one on the planet. So just a incredible little find, nice little time capsule, and just a blast to drive for a commuter or a first-time driver. So good luck. I hope the new owner just loves and cherishes this thing.